All right. That's all the content I got for you. Now I just want to talk to you about Modern Business Academy Plus, what's inside, how it works. I got the questions yesterday. I got emails yesterday. I was like, you know what? I talked to Gianna. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to normally I don't tell people, but I'm like, you know what? I'm done with that. My whole brand is about authenticity and transparency. So it kind of felt out of alignment to be like, oh, I won't tell you until you contact me. And I will tell you that this offer is relevant no matter if you're starting out to the point where you're making 100 grand a month. Okay. And I built it that way. And the reason I built it that way is because I have a variety of people, like from influencers to people that have no followers to people that have $0 to people that have 50,000 a month. And I built something that was able to be inclusive for all of them. Okay. So Modern Business Academy Plus, it's $6,000. Here's what's inside. So first off, right now, end of July, we have about 30 group calls a month. And keep in mind, these people I have the group calls with are people that I have either mentored, are in my higher end programs, or I'm an investor in their company. So for example, the person who does Facebook ads, I'm an investor in their company. So every single week you can come, you're doing Facebook ads, paid ads, Instagram ads, you get that shit reviewed. All right. We do mindset sessions, hypnotherapy sessions, sessions on operations, finance, personal finance, delivery, legal, you name it. We've got a session on it. And by this fall, this will be up to 60 sessions a month. All right. Now, here's the beautiful thing. Biggest problem with Q&A sessions that I always see. I don't want to go to it. I don't want to have to be there for an hour. I have shit to do. I don't want to be there for an hour to be able to get your question answered. Here's what we do. Modern Business Academy Plus people. You submit your question beforehand, and your questions are the first ones they do. The other beautiful thing, you get replays to every single one. We're also implementing show notes into the future. And so now you can go get your question answered. You don't even have to show up to the session. Right? You don't even have to show up. And if you do show up, you know your question is going to get answered first. I, of course, also do 2 Q&As in here that are hour plus long. So it's kind of like having Q&As at the end of this. But the difference is I'm actually unmuting you, going into the question and that sort of going into the question and that sort of thing. Now, here's the other thing. On top of these large Q&As, when you're in Plus, you get a separate 2 Q&A calls with me in a smaller group setting because the MBA ones, they're much larger. MBA Plus, they're smaller, and I actually unmute. So the MBA calls, I'm just kind of going through and answering questions like I do here. MBA Plus calls, I'm actually unmuting. We're able to kind of almost do a hot seat sort of format. All right. You get all of my programs, a dozen plus programs, all of my future programs, all of my workshops, everything, all that's included. All right. On top of it, every single expert that's there has their own program that they've built specifically for this program. And we're going to be releasing those over the next really month to next 6 months. So an entire Facebook ads and Instagram course, an entire like legal templates and these different types of things, a whole program on branding, whole programs on finance, operations, right? And you're getting their paid program for free for being inside of this. This is where it gets fun and interesting. You get a personalized growth plan from me, okay? So essentially what happens, you answer about 40 questions, and from there, we go through myself and Ahmed from my team, we go through and we say, okay, this is where this person needs to be growing. This is where they need to be implementing skip the pitch. This is where they need to be implementing the ROI method. And we basically give you, hey, this is what you need to do in the next 6 months. And then on top of the 6 months, we're saying, this is what you need to do in order. Here's the content you need to be going to. Here's the content sessions you need to be going to and answering submitting questions for. And instead of you being like, well, what do I need to do next month? What do I need to do here? What do I need to? This allows you to bring your intuition, your alignment, along with guidance of really myself to know where you need to be. So this is the closest to having me guide you, which is my $40,000 accelerator program, right? Where I actually build a plan out with you on our phone call, right? This is the closest to that. And the level of value of having a plan and a strategy that you know is going to work from someone that's been able to do this over and over and over and over again, that is worth $6,000 by itself. You get also access to our private, right now, Facebook community. Soon it's going to be on our own platform. I'm an investor in a platform that does this, so we're going to be moving to that platform to create more intimacy and to be able to have conversations back and forth, right? On top of that, you get also access to the larger Modern Business Academy, right? So as that grows, your network and your ability to be around other entrepreneurs that are step ahead of you, step behind you, in the trenches with you, that's there as well. All right. Another really interesting thing that we're going to be rolling out this summer that I'm excited for is weekly feedback. So on top of the Q&A sessions, you're going to be able to submit your questions. Hey, listen, I got ads. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. And myself and my team, we're going to be able to give you answers to that, because we want to increase how quickly the feedback loop goes. Right? We want to make it so that you're able to get feedback, able to implement that, because that allows you to have more and more momentum. The worst thing you can do is be like, what do I do for 6 weeks? For that 6 weeks, you're losing momentum. You're losing energy. You have a massive energy leak. So we want to fix that inside of the business. Right? We also have mindset work through Rewired, which is a company I'm a co-owner in. So you get 4 hypnotherapy sessions that are based on entrepreneurship. All right, so that alone is $600. If you go readytorewire.com, that's $600 alone. I pay for that for you. I spend like 25 grand a month on hypnotherapy sessions for our clients, generally. On average, 25 grand a month, I'm paying for sessions directly, okay? Like hypnotherapists that we've trained through entrepreneurship, through as well as Grace Space, which is who we've partnered with and who is my personal hypnotherapist, okay? And then finally, you also get, in 2022, we're going to be doing the Modern Business Academy event. That's generally going to be $1,000. You're going to get that for free. Okay. So there's some other things in there I won't go into. I think they're super valuable on top of this. And think of it this way, right? So you're here today, right? And for Skip the Pitch, you know you need to implement things for Skip the Pitch, but you know you need to implement things in your marketing and your sales, your mindset, operations, all these different types of things, okay? And so as we go along, you know you need strategy and mindset work and planning and mentorship and a feedback loop and content and community, and that separates you between your next level, right? And so the way I look at it is, yes, it's $6,000. Right now, $6,000 for life. You get access to the group calls and everything for life. In the future, it's going to be $6 grand for 6 months, 10 grand for lifetime. So you're essentially saving 4 grand as it is today. But the cost, like the reason you don't do this is your ego, generally. Like the reason why you don't pay for mentorship is your ego. You're like, yeah, I got it. But kind of think about it this way. It's like 6 grand is the cost of insurance, knowing that you're going to make the right decision. 6 grand is the clarity of a personalized assessment. 6 grand is the ability to really, at the end of the day, have focus, have accountability, and to be able to do it the right way the first time instead of trying to figure it all out. And in my opinion, most of the time, 6 grand is like a couple of sales. And so the way I look at it, and that's really all I got for you today, the way I look at it, this is by far the easiest and most effective way to be able to have a plan that actually works for you. You're not having to go inside of a box. You're getting help from literally the best experts that are in the actual online space that are vetted by me, just not some random people. You're being able to get mindset work and help on every single pillar. And as I said a minute ago, and as I said yesterday, there's 7 things that make the entrepreneurs that succeed be able to succeed. And it is strategy, and it is mindset, and it is planning and mentorship and feedback. And most of the time you have to go over here and get content, and you have to buy 7 courses here, and then you have to get 2 mentors and a coach, and you have to do this. And I guarantee you, you're never going to be able to find this for $6,000 if you add those things together. So if you want to talk about this and you want to talk to Gianna, go ahead and do the intake form. She's going to paste it in. And I would even tell you that do the intake form and let's just have a conversation with her about it, because I personally believe there's nothing else better out there that's able to actually have the needs of your alignment and your business model and the content that actually works for where you are. And instead of having this sort of one size fits all, which is complete bullshit in my opinion, it allows you to have a plan that actually works for you, that allows you to build such amazing momentum. And the cool part is too, you get to be at the start of this, right? We have about 450 people in Modern Business Academy, about 150 people, I believe, that have bought Modern Business Academy Plus. So that's Modern Business Academy. Modern Business Academy itself is really just the group sessions, right? And the content. right? Which we are also offering as a lifetime version. And Gianna can talk to you about that. And hey, listen, if you want to be able to get on a phone call with me, a couple of phone calls, a couple of 20-minute phone calls, you want a little bit more intimacy, you want a smaller container because you know that that's how you work, we also have a VIP option. Right? We also have a VIP option. We only do about 8 a month of those because, of course, they take my time. But if you're here and you're like, you know what, I want the experience of being able to have Scott's direct eyes on the phone. I want to be able to kind of like phone a friend. I want to phone a mentor. When I want to plan the launch, I want to have Scott's eyes on that launch. When I'm transitioning to using the skip the pitch, I want Scott's eyes on it. Well, we also have that option and that opportunity as well. So make sure you talk to Gianna, do the intake form. It takes a few minutes. It's not a big deal. And if you do the intake form, we're going to, hey, this is where you need to go. This is what you need to do. There's not going to be any crazy scarcity, anything like that. I just simply want to be able to help you. I built Modern Business Academy. We're building Modern Business Academy to make it so that it is the easiest, most effective, most efficient way to be able to help online entrepreneurs scale, no matter if you're at 0 a month, no matter you're at 10,000 a month, 50,000 a month. I've helped so many people get to multiple 6 figures, multiple 7 figures, 8 figures plus. And I really, truly have the embodiment of knowing what works and what doesn't work. So with that said, make sure you submit that to Gianna, and I'm excited to welcome you into that if it's in alignment.